Hello guys, this is Joyce from Enjoy Scrapping 2. Today we'll be making this card and I'll be using Girl Designer Designs digital images. She has digital images, clear stamps, and rubber stamps available on our site. So this pumpkin is from the Halloween Cats and More stamp set. It has a lot of Halloween accessories. So that's all the same pumpkin, but I just resized them. And I also printed out this super cute hedgehog with the pumpkin. That's the great thing about digital images is that you can resize them. So as you can see, I made the pumpkin, some of them longer and some of them wider like that. And I'm using some textured cardstocks today. So I'm using an ivory textured cardstock because I want to create like a fall themed card. So that's why I chose the ivory. But also the texture will give another look to it as well. So that's something different. So I'm going to go ahead and tear this bottom portion. When you tear paper, you want to tear the paper towards you so that the torn edges is visible. And I'm going to go ahead and have it like that and have my pumpkins there. So I took out some background stamps. This is by Impressions Obsessions, 6x6 background stamps. I just chose a pattern that's just random. And initially I was going to do a tone on tone. So I grabbed the scattered straw. And here you see me inking it up, but I changed my mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe off the ink and clean the stamp really well. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you planned. You make adjustments here and there. And I'm going to be using this Kaleido color. I really love these Kaleido colors. I own quite a few of them. And they're kind of like the ombre inks, but when you use it, you can put it together. And then when you're not using it, you can open them up so they're separate. So the colors don't all combine with each other. That's what I like about the kaleidoscopes. And I use, this is the autumn leaves, and it gave that right amount of texture to this ivory cardstock, and the texture of the ivory cardstock is really visible now. So I'm going to go ahead and color my images using the Shinhan touch brush markers. I use these markers quite a bit. They are very similar to Copic markers. I say these come the closest to Copic. And I love their brushes. Their brushes are slightly bigger. So I put some cheeks on the hedgehog. Initially, I wanted to color him with warm grays and I couldn't find my W3. So I just went ahead and grabbed the cool grays. I grabbed C3 and C1. And then the blush is called Blush. So the second hedgehog, I'm not going to be coloring the entire hedgehog. I only need the top portion of him. Here I'm blending it out with the colorless blender. But later on, I actually add a really light flesh tone to their faces. So now I'm deciding what I want to use for the pumpkin. And these colors are my favorite pumpkin color in the touch line. So this right here is orange. It's just called orange. And then I'll be using yellow. It's called just yellow. And there's numbers on it, but yellow. And then I also use a terracotta. So I like my pumpkins to be kind of on the brownish orange side. And I think that really uh, makes the pumpkins glow, give that glowing look. So here, as you can see, I'm flicking the orange at the bottom. That's where my darkest is going to be. And my lightest is going to be the center of the pumpkins. So that'll kind of give it that roundness. So initially I start out a little bit lighter and then I keep adding on different layers. And I add on quite a bit of layers. I like to do that. I notice when I color, unless it's like a small critter or whatever, I tend to layer quite a bit. I like the contrast from the dark to the light. So now I'm coloring the whole thing with the yellow again. And then I'll show you how I'm going to color, how I color the pumpkin. And then the rest I'm going to go off camera. So here I'm putting in more shades since that pumpkin is in front of the long pumpkin as well as the right side. And I'm not putting too much terracotta at the top, but I'll be putting a lot more at the bottom. These markers are fantastic. I love them. Now this is my orange, and I'm kind of blending that terracotta out. And again, I'm going to color the whole thing with the yellow. And then I go back and forth. And then I added some white Signal gel pen to the pumpkin, as well as some glitter with the Stardust glitter pen. I just went over all the lines of the pumpkin, which you'll see in the later part of the video, as well as the hedgehog. And I kind of used the vintage photo to kind of make the edges a little bit darker, attaching it. Now I'm prepping my card base here. This is 110-pound Nina Solar White, and I'm attaching this right onto my card base. I really like that gradation of color, and that stamp kind of gave just the right amount of texture. And I forgot that I didn't stamp a sentiment, so I go ahead and grab the Happy Fall stamp set here, and I stamped it right at the top. Because the cardstock is very textured, it didn't give a really crisp impression. So I went ahead with my black jelly roll pen just to make some lines and make them fatter. And that black gel pen gives a little bit of dimension as well. I did that to the hedgehog's nose as well as his eyes. And now I'm putting everything together, and I'm popping all of these up except the hedgehog that's going to be behind the pumpkin. Initially I was gonna tuck him under so that only his face shows, but I think this is cute. And of course I had to use sequins. I love to use sequins. And I'm just scattering this. This is like a brownish red, really dark, matches the cardstock really well. So I'm gonna just add it here and there. And I'm not going to put glossy accents on the pumpkins because I don't know if it's just me, but when I add glossy accents on top of the Signal White gel pen, it disappears, I feel like, the white lines. So it's, I either do one or the other. So this finishes off my card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can see a close-up picture. As you can see here, that all that glitter that's on the pumpkin. You can't really see it on the hedgehog on camera, but it's there. It's really sparkly and pretty. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more inspirations and ideas. Thank you so much. Bye.